Hey guys, so where do we go when we die? What's Loosh? Who are Archons? What is the bureaucracy? Is Earth a trap planet? Do we have the ability to come out of our body and be able to say no if we don't necessarily want to come back after we die? Those are the questions that I'm going to answer for you. Because I've been watching these other videos on YouTube and I've been seeing a lot of really good information about what happens when we come out of the body. It I it I've got to tell the whole truth. I'm not going to leave out information that I believe is pertinent so that when you come out, once you transition, you will be able to make a decision. Uh, make a decision that is based on all of the knowledge that you could possibly have, you know, to make your decision. Okay. So this is not for the faint of heart. I know that there are a lot of people that believe in certain things. If you don't believe it to be so, then it won't be, and that kind of thing. And that is true to some degree with most things. But there are some things that just are. Okay? Please understand. Now, this is about the fourth time that I've had to record this video. Why? Because my microphone kept going off, and I mean all sorts of things. This is something that apparently the Archons and the bureaucracy don't want me to come out with, but I'm damn it. It is what it is. I'm going to say what I need to say. So please, by all means, stick around, have an open mind, okay? And understand I'm not telling you all of this stuff to scare you. This isn't about fear. Okay. Nobody really should be scared of the other side regardless. Because the truth is that the pain and the all that stuff. No, that's nothing can harm you. That is true. We're damn it, we are eternal beings and immortal and whatever. Yes, that's beside the point. The point of this is, do you have to come back to Earth if you don't want to come back when you die? Okay. The answer to that short answer is no, you don't. But there's a caveat to this. The chances of you coming back, it multiplies exponentially based on the things that occur after you pass. Okay. So understand this. When you die, you most likely, if you're a person that understands, has been enlightened or whatever, then you'll come out. You'll probably see some white light or something that may draw you towards it. In some cases, some people can be pulled. It's like magnetic, so it'll kind of pull you in almost like a vacuum cleaner to some degree. All right. And then you may meet somebody that, let's say, you were believed in Jesus or believed in some other higher entity or whatever. You may meet somebody like that that'll tell you, look, let's, you know, you have a lot more work that needs to be done. You got things that you need to figure out. You don't know it all yet. And so you need to go back, maybe go back and right the wrongs that you may have done in this last life, that kind of stuff. Always remember, and I've said this before, you owe nobody nothing. Once you're done with this life, it is what it is. It's essentially a playground, if you will. you know it's something that we are supposed to come over here, experience what it's like to be, not to experience what it is to not be what we really are. Okay. Which is immortal beings, immortal gods. But what is it like to not be an immortal god? Well, to be something like a human. Well, unfortunately, some souls decided that they weren't going to come back and be attached to one of these bodies, and therefore they could essentially use the energy that is produced by the human body, because the human body produces and it will excrete energy at all different times. Just by living, we are releasing energy, and even though the body temperature is not quite where I'm going with it, but if you could think of it like this, 98.6 degrees is the typical human body temperature, average temperature. Yeah. But regardless, that's heat. Heat's energy. It's always given off. Next thing, whatever we do, we're giving off some sort of energy, loosh, if you will. It just is what it is. There are some of us, we try to, with use different mechanisms to try to retain some of our energy. Well, just remember that we are a part of the source. The source is limitless. So you can abstain from trying to release your energy and things as well when it comes to sex, things like that. There are those of us that like to do that. Semen retention is one. There was I can't remember what the guy's name. I might have to put it up here. That had a mechanism by which a female would be able to retain her time of the month. Okay, but I'm not sure how that works, how she would be able to stop herself from having her monthly period. But that's a whole other topic for another discussion. But regardless, there are ways in which we can retain more energy, in which you really, you know what I'm saying. But we're gonna give off loose regardless. Okay. Now, what we don't want to do is give away unnecessary loot. How do I even know that these people are trying to, and these archons, these individuals, these souls that decided that they wouldn't incarnate as a human, but instead would take this energy that we produce, and then they would essentially commandeer all of the upper aspects of the astral plane. We're talking realms from the lower realms all the way up to like the fifth realm, which is what I believe the Alchemist 369 said something about there's a fifth realm up. Of course, it goes beyond that, but the fifth realm is where the heavens and whatnot would be located. It's all a part of the construct. Okay, so keep that in mind. When I say construct, I'm talking everything from realm 1 through 5. It's all a part of the construct, or it's all essentially ruled or managed, facilitated by these entities, these souls that have decided to not incarnate. So they themselves kind of forgotten how to produce their own energy somehow. Now, I don't know how that even happened, but that's not what this video is about. So anyways, let me keep going. Forgot how to use their own energy, how to produce their own energy. Therefore, they're using the energy of other souls, and they're getting souls from all over the world, from all over from all over, period, to come into this construct and inhabit a body and experience things. Now, the way it was supposed to go, you come here, you learn whatever, you experience what you're going to experience. You may come back a couple times to try to do it right, or to learn more, rather. Okay. But some way along the lines, it's kind of gotten to the point to where, hey, if you did somebody wrong, you need to come back and fix the wrong that you've done. Call that karma. The gods of karma would be one of the people called the one of the archons, if you will, the princes of karma, something to that degree, that effect. Well, I mean, does karma exist? It exists if you believe it to be real. If you really believe that you need to come back because to right a wrong that you've done someone, then yes, you would most likely end up coming back because it is a belief system. Okay, this is where belief systems come into play. So once you die, you go on up and get sucked into the little white light, possibly, or you can turn your back if you are strong enough to do that. Okay, some of us, our frequency is too low. We won't be able to withstand the pull of that light. All right, some of us, it just is what it is. But it's okay because whatever. So you get sucked into the light. You get to see Jesus or some angel, some malevolent, some benevolent entity, benevolent, you know. And in that case, they are going to exude this energy, this love, at least what we think would be the frequency of unconditional love. Is it true love? Well, because most of us have been on this earth for quite a while, dare I say, have come back hundreds, maybe thousands of times already. It's a very strong possibility we don't even remember what true unconditional love feels like. So whatever energy that they are giving off, that unconditional love type feel, it feels like that's what it is. The feeling of belonging, the euphoria, the you know. And this then the entity himself or itself is all nice and glorious looking. It is a beautiful angel, most likely, or some figure, some entity that just is just so welcoming. And they tell you, hey, I think you need to go back to earth. Let's try this again. Yeah. And if you say yes, bam, back to earth you go. If you say no, well, why not? I think, let's think this through. I think there was somebody that you may have, that you need to, some wrong that needs to be made right. No, you don't want, no. Let's go to the life review. Let's take a look at it, and you'll see what I'm saying after that. You put the little life review thing, go through the life review, and you see certain things inside of the life review that you may have done. And as a matter of fact, the way that the life review works, at least from my understanding, because I have not gone through it, I've only been read books about it. It puts you in the position of the person that you may have affected. Okay, so whatever you did, you'll feel it, but you'll feel it 10 or 100 times greater because, well, at that point you're a soul and you're not, you don't have this physicality that's blocking all of the frequency that you could feel, because emotions are frequencies. They're energy, in other words. I'll back up. Emotions are energies. It's an energy. It's a wave of energy, nothing more. Okay. And I'm not to put anything down. If you say you love somebody, wonderful. I mean, and you do different things for that person, you love them with all of your heart, wonderful. But it's a frequency, it's an energy, and it has a set frequency. It has a set wave pattern as well as a speed in which it is moving, which is the frequency. Okay, and it can be mimicked. So let's put that out there. This entity most likely don't feel nothing for you. Let's be real. A lot of it they just don't. And I'm not saying that you won't meet family once you get to focus 27 or realm 5. That's the same thing as Robert Monroe's focus 27. You will meet family and things that may have passed on. There's possibility that there may be a guide that is posing as a person that as one of your family members, or a guy that is posing as Jesus or Noah or some prophet, if that's what you believed in. And then that same person is going to be like, look, I think so now that you've been here for a while, it's about time for you to go back, don't you think? You could say yes or no. If you say no, well, maybe maybe we should do it like this. Let's go to a different planet. They may even allow you to go to a different planet. Keep in mind, Earth is its own little, has its own little matrix around it. However, it is not the only planet within the construct. And again, heaven itself is a part of the construct. And all those angels and all of that stuff that you're going to see up there, they are a part of the construct. Some of those angels are even able to give you help and insight, even while you are in your physical body. And they'll come to you and show you different things and teach you how to heal and teach you how to love and whatever the case may be. They're gonna teach you, y'all. They got it down. It's planned down to a T. Whatever the religion, okay. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? Because some of them do help. They really do. And you can take their information, but it just goes to show when you come out of the body, it means that you're going to go right back up to that same entity. Oh, I saw you on the other side. You helped me the other time. The other on when I was on Earth, you helped me. Therefore, there's the trust. You're gonna trust that entity. Well, yeah, I did help you, but I think it's time for you to come back to Earth, don't you? So, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna say? Do you have the ability to say no? Yes, you do. Now, as far as the Loosh is concerned, how do I know that there's even the Loosh to begin with? And I know I kind of went off on a tangent, but I've been given the ability to come out of the body and see behind the scenes. I went through a couple of mirrors and I saw this last out of body experience. I saw this sand playground, I should say. It was an area specifically for Loosh harvesting. The souls in that area, they were quite low in energy, and for whatever reason, just see a lot of that type of stuff. Okay, but the key to this particular section was the fact that there were entities that were actively harvesting the Loosh. Some people may call them sirens. They were pretty ladies. They all looked exactly the same. They were in yellow, wearing some sort of yellow attire that kind of matches with the sacral energy, self-awareness, that type of stuff. So anytime a person or a soul has some issues with self-awareness and whatnot, and who they are, issues with, that kind of thing, they are loose, and that energy could be absorbed by said entity. Now, and I came down there and I looked around and I saw about 20 of them. Sand, look, there was sand everywhere, but it was a playground. A lot of souls just around. Most of them were female that I could recall. When I came around, those other souls started to kind of crowd around. As a matter of fact, there were four black females. They came up to me and wanted to touch me. They said, "Oh my God, you're right. Ooh, I feel it. I feel it." And they were getting high off of my source frequency. Apparently, I was giving off energy from, my source energy. Also, the fact that I was still connected to a body also added to the amperage of the energy that I gave off. So whatever, I didn't feel any kind of way about it. It was like, okay, you know. But I was led away by a young man. The young man came over there and he told me he wanted to go to some place to meet some lady. And I was kind of taken aback, like, what? I need to go somewhere to meet some lady in the cafeteria or to something to that effect. So I asked him a question. I said, "Well, what does she look like?" And he was like, and started to glitch. That's how I knew, okay, this guy must be a mimic or something to that effect. He ain't quite together. And then I said, okay, I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt until this second question. I said, well, okay, if you don't know what she looks like, well, what color is her hair? And that just threw him for a loop. So and then I went back to my body at that point. But he was trying to get me away from that area because a lot of those entities, a lot of those souls were becoming more and more aware. I got to keep checking my my microphone, y'all, because I kid you not, this thing has been going off mid sentence. But anyway, so y'all, again, it's not about being afraid or anything like that. So that was a Loosh farm surrounded. That whole area was surrounded by a red pipes. I always see pipes in areas of Loosh farms. Okay, for whatever reason, I'm able to see that type of stuff. But why are there pipes? What are the pipes carrying? Well, they're carrying certain frequencies of energy. Red is carrying red from the root chakra, which is, it's going to be your passion, the rawest and most potent form of the split light. Okay, because it is split at that point. When your light is white, or when your light is just one color, all light comes together to form white. Okay, it's a combination of all light. When you split it through a prism, which we have several organs, which can represent the chakras of the body, which are different colors. All right. The red is going to be at the base, and it's going to be the most potent for the most part. Okay. Yes, there's a lot to it, but long story short, the pipes can be different colors, and those colors represent the loosh in which it is carrying. I was carried out of the body one time by some guy that I thought might have been a guide, but I let him carry me, whatever. And then when I get on my feet, we start walking, and then I look at him. He was a black guy wearing brown. This particular area had brown, dark brown pipes, which is energy that is very, very low energy. Why did they have me in an area of low energy? What was I supposed to do with the energy that was flowing through those brown pipes? Well, of course, use my source energy to energize that whole area, because obviously we all have the power, but y'all know I guess I'm some kind of a power pack or something to them. I don't know. But point is, those are loose farms. Where are they going? Well, according to some researchers that have come out of the body themselves, George Cavasilis, he says that it is going towards Saturn within a different dimension, of course, within the different dimensional space. In the 3D, Saturn is an inhospitable place. Not that we've ever gone there to begin with. However, in a different dimensional space, you'll be able to see more. The higher the frequency, the faster those light waves move, the more you're able to see and perceive. It's kind of like how we have X-ray machines, and you get your X-rays that move pretty fast. We can't see them with our eyes except through a machine. So if we're able to see in the body, because those X-rays can kind of can show us within the body. So things we wouldn't normally be able to see, we can see it through an X-ray, because the X-rays are higher energetic levels than our physical body. That's how it works. The higher the frequency, the more you're able to perceive. All right. So you get your loosh. They're extracting it. Now those ladies that were in yellow, let me go back to that. Yeah, they were pretty and all, but I noticed one thing. When they could not get my attention, one lady looked at me and went, ah, like flashed them teeth. They were monster teeth. So she assumed, I guess, that I was supposed to be scared and run away. Now, I just wanted to get out of that general area, because it was very low energy. All of the souls in that area, just low energy, unfortunately. But those were souls that were trapped in a specific loop of a specific sort. And I would imagine areas like that are everywhere within the astral plane, in the lower astral, most likely, just everywhere. Probably billions of souls just in those areas. And what are they doing? The same thing that they were doing when in their waking life, except as a soul, you're still giving up loosh, still giving up your energy. That's what they do, all in an effort to uphold the higher realms, as well as most likely Saturn, the areas over in Saturn, according to Cavasilis again. I don't know. I've never been there. However, that is what is understood is that's happening, guys. But those higher realms, realm 5, heaven, it's also considered focus 27 from Robert Monroe's, what he talks about, where you'll see all of your family and all of these loved ones, and everybody's over there enjoying their time together and just having a respite. It was just a nice rest reset. It's beautiful, beautiful place, upheld essentially by the loosh of other souls, of course. And guess who's over it again? I'm going to say this again. the same entities, those angels and beautiful and pretty and all this stuff, they are over that area as well. But it's all still a part of the construct. You have not gotten out of the construct just because you went to Focus 27 or Realm 5. So please, you can't say if you don't believe, then therefore you won't experience. That's just not the case, guys. Some things exist whether you believe it or not. It's just what it is. But what the fact does remain that you have to give consent. That is one thing that is definitely true. Therefore, I guess you can't really call it a trap if there's a way for you to get out and you know that all you have to do is just say no. But if you say no, they keep going. If you say no again, keep going. Then they do everything that they possibly can to get you to come back. I've been reading this book, or actually, I've read this book by Isabella Green. Now, I've seen her a couple times on a couple YouTube podcasts, and what she says, what she talks about is the real deal, y'all. Don't come out of your body without, or don't transition, rather, not knowing this stuff. At least you'll know. I mean, no, it ain't gonna hurt you. You know what I'm saying? What the hell? You're immortal, for God's sakes. You're gonna, we're immortal gods, but you don't want to be in a loop for thousands of years. There ain't that much more you're gonna be able to learn on this damn planet. There's nothing that you owe anybody. Point blank, period. You don't owe nobody nothing. The only person you owe something to is yourself. Make a mental note within yourself. You can speak to yourself. I didn't even realize we make contracts with ourselves. With the higher self, the subconscious and all of that, we make a contract that we're gonna come back here or not, or go here, there. Literally just say, look, I know we may have made a contract to come to Earth, but I think it's time that we need to move on. We're moving on. Point blank, period. Boom. It's just as easy as that. And any other contract that you may have made with an entity or whatever, or any contract that, known or unknown, get rid of the contracts. It literally, it's spoken. Some people think that a contract needs to be something that's written and inscribed in some sort of a stone or in ink, and so nah. Oddly enough, the more powerful you are, your word is law. Point blank, period. Feel me? Don't get duped, people. Know what you're getting yourself into when you come out of the body, even after so it's better to start now. Start, those of us that are still trying to come out of the body, keep trying. And your higher self has an effect on whether or not you're able to come out as well. Talk to yourself. I'm coming out tonight. We need to, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. Now, I know I went off on a tangent a bit, but when you die, understand them very same angels and all of them stuff, the pretty people and whatnot, the benevolent entities, or those that we think are benevolent. Always keep in mind these people or souls, these souls or entities, chances are they're part of the bureaucracy as well. Okay? Just because they're nice don't mean that they want what's best for your sovereignty. They want what's best for the construct, the matrix that surrounds your Earth, the universe, the space, several other planets as well. Okay, let's put it all out there. The Earth ain't the only planet that you can go. As a matter of fact, they may try to get you with the guilt. Hey, what about your people, your family, your kids? As a matter of fact, every person that has had an NDE has come back. Every person that has had a near-death experience has come back. Even after they said, I don't want to come back. No, I'm not going to come back. I don't want to do it. Somehow they were coerced into coming back. They may have gotten some more information on that. Okay, well, if you come back, your body is going to get healed and whatnot, or they would have at least had the ability to get themselves together or something. Sometimes they would even the archons would even allow you to come back in a different situation, possibly even in a different dimensional space, a different timeline. Who knows? Okay. But point is, 100% of the near-death experiencers have come back. I wonder why. And guess what they're saying? They're coming back. They're telling you exactly what is going on. And they feel, most of them feel like they were the ones that were in control. Truth be told, they were, but they were coerced. They likely thought there was no other option, because they kind of feel, they make you feel a certain kind of way in some instances. Stick to your guns. If you really don't want to come back, stick to your guns, people. And I'm just being real, I'm putting it out there. Ain't nobody else gonna, you can believe that if you don't believe in a certain thing, then it won't happen. If you want to, that works under many circumstances, but in this case, guys and gals, there is a such thing as a loosh. There is a such thing as entities, archons, and things that are absorbing your energy. And a lot of them is absorbing energy through suffering, depression, sadness, angst, pain, heartache. Because happiness and joy is a bit too, it's too energetic. It slips through the fingers. Apparently, it's just too energetic. And unconditional love, that kind of true unconditional love, is a bit hard to keep worshiping and praise and all of that. All of that is a high form of loosh. And you don't have to believe me or not. That's up to you. But I could not listen to another video about what's going to happen when you come out of the body without having one of my own to let you know what the hell is going on. I'm serious about this, y'all. Now, in the days to come, videos to come, I will be putting, again, I'm checking my mic because, again, cutting my shit off. I'm going to share with you what I've learned on how to escape, I guess, if you will. You don't even have to go through the life review if you don't want to. At least that is what I've read. Okay? And I'm tempted to believe that if there is a way to get around coming back, then don't even go through the damn life review to begin with. How do you do it? Quantum jump. Got to learn how to do that. We are truly gods. And we do have the ability to go straight from realm number one to realms, if you want to call it, out of the construct, into the void. Some of you have already been to the void and don't even realize it. You know, there is a way to do it. I'm still practicing. Okay. I'm going to learn. I'm going to get my shit together. That's why it will behoove each and every one of us to learn how to come out of the body as much as we possibly can. All right. Now, I don't think anybody's on the cusp of transitioning. And even if you are, that's okay, as long as you know you do not have to say yes. Just be aware you will get the love bomb effect. They may make you feel guilty. There's another loosh, feeling guilt and shame. But it's okay. You don't have to, don't be duped. Don't think you have to come back, because you don't. Just keep saying no. Read the book. The what was her name? Isabella Green. It kind of helps put things in perspective. She's not the only book that's out there that talks about Earth possibly being a planet that you can get trapped in. The reason it don't feel like a trap is because they don't, again, they get you with the love, they get you with the just the feel good. You feel me? Doesn't want to feel good until you end up back in another little baby's body and have to live this god awful life all over again. Y'all, I'm sorry. Now, everybody's life ain't bad, but the point is, who wants to keep again? Like again, ain't no, you ain't learning shit if you didn't forgot. Come on, you feel me? You're not learning anything if you're not learning a thing if you keep forgetting where you come from, what you did before, and got everybody looking, trying to find the Akashic records to see what their past lives was so that they can remember and help them with it within their lives. And some of us don't even have a record because of for whatever the reason is. Y'all, use this noggin, my God. It's aggravating to me, even to myself, to just think about it. Like to be coming to this damn place again. Okay, time number 365. Oh, what? You know how many years that is if I've lived an average of 50 years? Just 50 years. So I'm making light of it, y'all. But it's come on. Oh my gosh. Anywho, with that being said, I've seen the other side. And I've seen the other side of the other side. The mechanisms by which things are done, the machines that make the food, that render rather the food, the energetic food that people eat, the souls be eating on the other side. I've seen the pipes in which they carry the energy, seen the entities in which that have their teeth in which they try to scare the shit out of you so that you can release your loosh. If you run away from them, you're scared. That means you are releasing loosh at that point as well. There's a way, everything that you do, especially on the other side, is going to release even more loosh, y'all. Okay? I'm just saying. IJS. Now, I know I was a bit animated today, but I could not go another further without telling y'all the truth. Believe what you will. But at this point, since the family has grown, I feel like this needed to be said. Know who you are, what you are. Yes, if you don't believe that certain things will happen, certain things will not happen. If you don't believe in it, I guess you can call it a belief system if you want. But there are some things that just exist. It is what it is, whether you believe it or not. And all those people, the NDEs, they came right back. Whether they believe it was on, in truth be told, it was there. They wanted to come back. I've only seen a couple of instances where someone said that they didn't want to come back, and somehow they managed to come back. I can't recall, but by and large, I believe, somehow they came back. Even the ones that didn't really want to come back, somehow they came back. They thought about their family or some shit, and they were like, "Yeah, I'll go back because of that." Y'all, all right, I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone at this point. But I love you all, and I love you all enough to let you know what the heck is really going on, and to put myself out there. I probably won't be the most popular person after this video, but I don't care. I believe this is likely why I'm supposed to be here. I'm not scared. I'm not. And I'm willing to say the things that is not popular. I don't care. or rather, I care too much to not care about what happens as far as I'm concerned. I'm gonna tell you, it is what it is, y'all. And I love you all. And until next time.